Okay, so I've prepared the pork loin as far as rinsing it and getting it in the pan. Forgot to mention that you should preheat the oven. Ideal temperature is about 388. I just moved here to this electric oven and it runs a little hot, so I go a little lower, around 350, 360. You'll find the right temperature. But what I try to do is not go over 400 degrees. Try to keep a little under there because I've just heard that the high heats will destroy some of the nutrients. Okay, so I've rinsed off the pork, and I used to cut and grind and all kinds of stuff, but I'm trying to keep the efforts to a minimum. So I did cut one of the pork loins in half just so I could get about the same amount in each pan. Just it makes it easier when you're adding the other ingredients if you know you got about the same in each one. So I prepared them, and I noticed I didn't leave a lot of space here. I want to put a little bit of space in between these two just to let it get in there. So I'll move these over. And I did put, I put these with the fat side up so that the fat cooks down into the meat, just helps give it better flavor. And I did add some salt. That's the only thing I ever put in it as far as spices. You don't want to put anything else in. And I just do a minimum of salt just because with my chef training I always learned that you should season your meat before you cook it, just for the ultimate in flavor. So I do want this to taste good for my doggies. So I put a little bit of salt on the top of it. And so I've got some foil here that I've opened up. I usually use 2 pieces per pan. It's going to be a little hard for me to do this one-handed, so I'm going to set this down. But one of the things I want to say about the foil is you want to crimp it on the sides of the pan, but not too tight, because at some point you're going to be gently lifting it off and then putting it back on, and it'll be hot when you're doing that. So you don't want to be fighting with some really tightly crimped foil. But it should be tight enough that it's going to keep the steam and the juices in the pan. So I'm pausing this video and we'll start another one at the next phase.